This is the finished piece of this collage character, and it starts off with this one page that has everything on it. And what you're going to do is just take a look at Photoshop, zooming in and out. These are all the tools on the left, so it's very similar to all the other programs in Adobe Suite. They've kept them looking similar. And the menus and the toolbox, everything that's on the left you can modify. This marquee selection is going to be a selection. You make a rectangle and go to Layer via Cut, and put it on a separate layer. This blueberry is just using a circular marquee selection, and the Shift key and everything, a lot of those things work the same. There it is, Layer, Cut, and zoom out, and then take the selection tool, and this allows you to move it on the same layer. You notice there's two layers, and this marquee selection of the running ants going around it. And again, making a circle around the slice of the carrot, so you're creating this eye with a blueberry and a carrot, and it moves across. Again, it's on a separate layer, and the stacking order has to be adjusted, and clicking on the layer to change the name we've done before, an option to duplicate it, put on two eyes for the face. Here's this kiwi, taking the marquee selection tool to make an elliptical shape, and make sure you're on the bottom layer and make a layer new via cut, as they say, and move that as well. So just stacking order to put the mouth right there. Just a little bit of fringe on there at the top. This is the magic wand tool, second to the right, and when you click on it, it has a tolerance level setting, and this allows you to take and put the piece on the nose. So it's just like you're cutting stuff out. Here's the lasso tool, does a circular part. If you click with the option, it makes it straight. So here's just a curve, and then keeping the mouse held down, you can do the zigzag pattern. Don't let go, and do the curve on the other side. I'm going pretty quickly here. And now I have that selection, so another layer. And just kind of moving the layers so you get used to using layers, naming them, and the stacking order, kind of understanding what that is. And it's very similar to Illustrator had layers as well, so you can see that happening. This is just the hat for the mushroom, just using the lasso tool, and this is just showing you if you have minus or plus sign that you can add to it. Do the same thing, just kind of popping them up on top there, and that gives you the hat surface. Little grapefruit ears. This is using what they call a magnetic lasso tool. When it extends itself, it kind of wraps around and does a little of the work for you. Here you can rotate this and create one. So just by free transformation under Edit, allows you to rotate it, duplicate it, and spin it around or flip it horizontally. Once you see how to do this one time, you'll remember where it's at and become second nature to you, so it's not that difficult. And then the parts for the eyebrow, radish eyebrows. Make a rectangular selection, and then use the marquee selection with minus so you can easily select it. Duplicate it, flip it horizontally, you can drag it, spin it, do all kinds of things. Here I'll just undo it and flip it horizontally to get it accurate. And that gives you the piece. Here just making a elliptical selection and deleting part of the hat, popping it up there, and making a picture, or at least a selection from there. The other thing you can do is the dodge and burn tool. Is each of these are on a separate layer. The palette, the brushes, and all the options at the top on the control panel. So you can kind of paint with this brush using the clicking and dragging, just moving it around. So you can get some ideas. They have clicking on the layers gets into layer styles. You can use drop shadows, bevel and emboss, things that you'll, like I said, you'll become familiar with and know exactly where they're at. You can see also that the fringe or the pixelation of the image when it zooms in like that. So we'll talk about that as we go through some of the kind of the characteristics of Photoshop. It's just kind of putting a background color just so you can see it. I'll still use white, but it's still a nice modification. Command Shift and Option Delete. Command Delete will give you the foreground or background color, and that gives you that character. And just kind of take a close-up picture of this character for the final selection there. So that's kind of the first one.